And if you don't know this one specific thing to do before September 1st, you could lose everything that you have worked years, maybe even decades building up. Now, this is not automatic. You have to take action. And the deadline is coming before August 31st. Whether you are diamond with 200 plus days or you've never stepped foot on a Carnival ship, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do, what happens to this status you've already created, and the one condition that diamond for life, almost no one's talking about. So, my name is Ruben. I love food and cruising on Carnival while sharing my tips and adventures with all of you. Thank you for joining me live. I am going to be answering questions later, but for right now, I'm just going to kind of explain everything that you need to know about this first. So, let's start with what's happening. For years, Carnival's loyalty program was called VIFP. Very important fun person. You earn status based on how many days you sailed. Blue, red, gold, platinum, diamond. It was pretty simple. Once you hit a level, your status would get upgraded, and it technically was that forever. Okay, but then last year, 2025, this year, September 2026, that system goes away and it's getting replaced by something new, and that's called Carnival Rewards. And it works very, very differently. So I've made a few YouTube videos on that, but I want to kind of give a complete breakdown for all of you. So later on, I'm going to give a kind of a few breakdown or a complete breakdown. I'm going to talk about everything about the new system, the fact that it's actually kind of two systems in one. I'm going to talk about tiers, points, stars, everything, all about that. So stay tuned. That's going to come in a later video. I'm not going to cover all that today. I'm just going to tell you basically what you need to know and what you need to do different. And what I also need to know is I was missing my hat. No wonder my outfit felt incomplete. Okay, so today what I'm going to talk about is the deadline. And this is the one thing that you need to do. Okay, so Carnival has confirmed that existing VIFP club members must actively opt into the new Carnival Rewards program. That is if you want to retain your current status. The most important people that this applies to are Diamond and Platinum. So remember, this is not automatic. You have to actually do something. So all loyalty members, all existing VIFP members, you should have received an email with directions to enroll and accept. Not everyone did. So even for me, I didn't get the email. But don't worry, stay tuned. I'm going to explain everything that you need to do. So one of the things is that each message is specific, excuse me, each message is specific to you, to your VIFP number. So you can't enroll and accept this for other people. And it can't be transferred and it can't be completed by someone else. It has to be you. So a lot of people thought it was spam. When I first started seeing the messages on all the chat boards, that's what I thought as well. And normally that's like the right call is, oh my gosh, random email, I think it's spam. But so if you do think it's spam, here's what you do. And here's a kind of way around that to make sure that it's not spam and you don't get scammed. So go to carnivalrewards.com and then in the upper right-hand corner, click opt-in now. The other thing you could do is if you've heard, well, there's something else that I'll explain later. So click on that button, opt in now, and then you can fill in all your information and you will get a request, sorry, not a request. You will get that email sent to you so you know that that's legit. Okay, so the deadline, as I mentioned, the deadline to do this is August 31st, 2026, this year. If you miss it, you risk losing everything, the whole status, everything you had. So the whole promise of diamond for life, if you've earned diamond, you're like, oh, I don't need to do anything. Wrong. If you don't do anything, your diamond status could poof, disappear. So this is very important. Now, real quick, drop me a comment and let me know if you have gotten the enrollment email and if you've done it. quick thing about that. So one of the things that when I first kind of explained about this, a lot of people asked me a whole bunch of questions. One of the questions was, how do I know if I did it, right? So even for me is I kind of filled it out, but there's no way to check that. So actually now they have that. So if you go back to carnivalrewards.com, you can go in the upper right-hand corner, and then you can kind of check your status. Um, Fun fact, I've not actually done this yet, but they did, I think it was earlier this week that John Hale talked about that, where that's something that they added for you to be able to do. Okay, so let me explain a little bit about what happens to your status. So, because this is one of the really big things, is whatever status you have on August 31st, that's the status that you will keep until December 31st, 2027. So this is kind of like a rollover program time. So here's the thing. If you are red, basically it doesn't mean too much. If you're gold, you'll keep gold. If you're platinum, here's the cool part. If you're platinum, you will keep it until, same thing, and you will keep platinum status until December 31st, 2027. The cool part now is that once January 1st, 2028 hits, you'll be on a new cycle. And when you get to that new cycle, you along with everyone else kind of starts at zero, meaning that you have 0 stars, 0 points. But the cool part is, for if you are platinum, you get a head start. You will receive 10,000 stars, which basically bumps you up to gold. So another way to say this is, if you are platinum by September 1st, 2026, you will have gold status for life with Carnival. And then if you are diamond and you have enrolled, then you will have status for life. Okay, so one of the things is, if you are close to bumping up in a tier, so let's say you've got 198 days, you are at 74 days, that is definitely worth looking at and seeing if you could book a cruise to give you enough days to bump up in that tier, especially if you are chasing diamonds. So I know I've talked to a lot of people about that, who are doing that. I was one of those people. I did hit that. So if you are anywhere close to 200, it is definitely worth looking at getting those cruise days so that you can hit 200 days to hit diamond, or even to hit 75 days to hit platinum. Because as I mentioned, that's the cool thing about hitting platinum, is that you basically will have gold status for life. Now, I do say that loosely for life is because, yeah, Carnival is probably going to change your program again. And yeah, so even if you rewind back, I don't remember how long was it, 10, 12, 20 years, the threshold to hit platinum used to be 10 cruises overall. So if you were sailing around way back then, let me know in the comments. I know that it was 10 cruises for platinum. I don't know what it was for diamond. So let me know in the comments. Again, I am going to come back and going to read through the comments and go through the questions, but let me talk about a few more things before we get to that. Here's another really big thing that I don't think a lot of people have really dove into or realized, and this is with minors. So first of all, minors are not eligible to enroll in Carnival Rewards. So here is the important parts about that. If you are one of, let's say if you're a parent or you're one of those spring chickens who got one of the Platinum Diamond Awards for spring chicken, youngest ones with Platinum or Diamond, here's the thing. When it switches over to the new status program, you essentially won't have any status, because under Carnival Awards as a minor, you can enroll. Now, what will happen though is that anytime you sail, well, first of all, you need to sail with an adult 18 years and older, maybe 25. So you need to sail with someone who's an adult. So what will happen is that you will inherit the status of the adult that you are sailing with. Most of the time it'll be your parents, but let's say your parents are divorced or you're sailing with an aunt and uncle. Whoever adult that minor is sailing with, that is the status that you'll get. So I know a lot of people who have kids. So I just talked to some people in the Radiance. They have kids. They've got 4 kids. 2 of them are more than 18, older than 18. 2 of them are younger than 18. They are all diamond. So, of course, the 18-year-olds inherit, they get diamond. The 2 kids who are younger, they are going to inherit status. So if they sail with their uncle who's just a red card, they're going to get that status. So I know that there's going to be a lot of kids who are spring chickens going to be really kind of, oh my gosh, mom and dad, don't make me sail with a red card. But okay, so now for those minors, once they hit 18 and they enroll in rewards, then they will get back the status that they had before. Okay, so here's a warning. For all, and I literally just read a message from someone else, one of the other cruise influencers who's diamond, and says, yes, I got all these emails. No, I'm not going to opt in. Cool. I mean, go on with your bad self. But for all those people, and if this is you, I completely get it. If you want to buck the system and be like, oh, screw Carnival, I'm not going to participate in this. That's totally your, whatever. Just know that if you opt out, then you lose everything and you can't get it back. So yes, if you want to be one of the people who is like, all right, screw the system, screw Carnival, sure, you can do that, but just know that once you do that, it can't be reversed and everything is just gone. So that is a bunch of stuff all about it. To recap, the most important thing that you need to do is go to Carnival Rewards. Make sure you opt into Carnival Rewards so that any of your status from VIP carries over. Okay. So let me come back and let me say hi to everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me right now. I'm going to kind of read through a few questions and I'm going to answer anything and then just kind of say hi to everyone. So hello and welcome, everyone. Okay. So, where did that go? Vanessa said, what's up, Ruben? It's me. Hi, Vanessa. Welcome. Vanessa said, what's going on? Well, I am hanging out. I am doing this live. I do want to give us some updates in a little bit, but I'm going to come back to that. Okay. Native Nomad says hi. So hello, Native Nomads. And Valessa says, you are golden. Oh, that's amazing. I am glad you are doing well. And for everyone else, let me know in the comments how you're doing, how your day was. Melissa, hello. Melissa says, hi, Waldo, aka Ruben, and Dr. Seuss. So yes, so I've got my Waldo name tag. If you can read at the bottom, it says aka Ruben. This is a name tag that I got from Kevin and Lisa. So they are KNL Creations and they make all of the cool stuff for me, my name tags and all that. And then my other stuff, which is over there. I'm not going to get it, but you guys have seen all the cool stuff that I get from Kevin and Lisa. So that's from them. Oh, and then I've got my Dr. Seuss. So one of my good friends sent this to me. So thank you so much for this. James, hello. James says, hello all. Hi, James. All right. Alan said, what's up? Watch your videos all the time. You're always respectful and fun. Hi, Alan. Hello. Welcome. Thank you for that. Thank you for the comment. I like to think that I'm always respectful, but sometimes I will have like a little bit where I respond to something. I'm like, ooh, okay. So, but yes, I try to do that all the time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And then James said, always enjoy your videos, has helped me prepare for my first cruise. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'm so glad my videos have been helpful. Let me know what you are looking forward to on your first cruise. And that is so much fun. Okay, so someone said, is this iShow speed? No, but that would be really cool. I will take all of his I will take even a percentage of his followers. That would be really cool. Little Penny said, I found you. Yay, you found me. Waldo, yay. All right, and then Munoz Perez Martha said, I seen you. You were eating dinner right next to our table. Oh my gosh, oh, that's so cool. So let me know which cruise were we on? Which ship were we on? That's so cool. And Melissa again said, hi, Waldo, Ruben, Cat in the Hat. And Samantha also said, love the outfit. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then A-List said hello in the super chat. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So if anyone else, if you are on YouTube and you want to do a super chat, or if you are on Facebook and you want to send a star, I would appreciate it. So thank you so much. Thank you for that, A-List. And then Ramen said, yo, all right, hello. How are you doing? Okay, CJ said, I hate that they were replacing VIP. Yes, I think for the most part, most people do not think that it's a good thing. I actually do think there are a lot of good points to it. I've got a video that I kind of talked all about it and why, but thank you for your thoughts. Randy said, hi, Ruben, how's it going? Hello, Randy. Hi, how you doing? And then, oh, James. Okay, James is on. James is one of my good Facebook friends. Hello, I hope you're doing well. I hope you don't mind. I'm going to share this. I got some really great news from James yesterday. He told me that he does not need any more surgery for his leg. He is a beast. He is just absolutely doing great with his recovery. The doctors are just amazed at the fact that he doesn't even need like pain meds and all that. So keep up the great work. James, thank you for the updates, and I will keep praying for you for a speedy recovery. All right, Denise says hello. Hi, Denise. Okay, James said you did yours already. Okay, great. Everyone else, let me know if you have done the swap over thingamajiggy that I was just talking about. Steven says hi. Hello, Steven. Okay, so Steven did say he did get the email and he did it. Okay, awesome. Good to hear. Denise said, yes, just did it again for your knee today. Okay, great. And I said neath, like I have a lisp. But okay, thank you for doing that for your niece. I'm sure she appreciates that. Harry said you did this a few weeks ago. Awesome. Great news. Johnny, hey, another good friend. Hi, Johnny. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. And then James said you're red, so until you retire, you won't be moving up anytime soon. Okay, here's the thing. So a little sneak preview of what I will be talking about in the second half of this video when I break down the stars and points. I actually feel like for people who are red, this is actually a great way that you can get bumped up in status really quickly, really easily. So without getting into too much detail, if you get the Carnival Rewards MasterCard and you are putting all of your bills, your money on that, I definitely can see people who hit diamond without ever being on a cruise ship. So that's the thing. I think it's going to be a really great way for a lot of people, especially the newbies who are like red, blue, gold status, to really have an acceleration to jump up in tiers. So I will talk about this more later. There's my little fun tip for that. Betty, hello. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love Betty. So Betty is one of my good friends. She is kind of everything. She's my manager, my support, she's my promoter. So thank you so much, Betty. I love you. All right. William, need 5 days for gold. Is it worth it? If you are going to go on a cruise, sure. But if it's going to be a big financial stretch, if you can't get the days off work, it's probably not going to be worth it just to stretch for gold. If it were for platinum, I would say yes, but for gold, you're not really going to get anything substantial that's going to make it worth it. And because of the way the tiers work, it's probably going to be easier to just wait for it to hit Carnival Rewards and try to bump your status up through how much money you spend. And that's the thing that I'll be talking about in my next video. Great question, though. Okay, Linda said, hello. How do we opt in if we didn't save the previous email to do so? Great question. So if you deleted the email, you thought it was spam, whatever, the way you do this is go to carnivalrewards.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, maybe it's this one, in the upper right-hand corner, there will be a thing that you can click and opt in. Let me actually go find out and say exactly what it says. carnivalrewards.com. So in the upper right-hand corner, it'll say opt-in, and you can check to see if you are opt-in. So if you go to opt-in, you fill out your information, you need a VIP number and a few other things, it will send you the email for you to then do it again. So that's how you can get your email again if you didn't. In Focus Photography. First of all, I love that name, In Focus Photography. That's amazing. And as a former photographer, kudos. I love that. You cruise on Monday. That's amazing. So I love that you are cruising on Monday. Eddie said, Ruben looking good. Oh, thank you. Hi, Eddie. Tina, give us a little wave. Hello, Tina. Vendor said, hey, hello. Oh, and then Alex. Hi, Alex. So Alex said, you are 9 C days short of platinum. You opted in the rewards. Good to see you, buddy. So that would be one case where, and Alex, let me know, that is one of those cases where I definitely would try to get hitting platinum if you can, because that will get you at least basically gold status for life. So let me know if you are going to make it to platinum. Vendor Cry said September is your last cruise on Carnival. Okay. Let us know which other cruise lines you are going to be switching to. De La Portos Dimitri, hola Ruben, hope to see you someday on a cruise. Sí, yo también. I would love to see you on a cruise as well. That would be amazing. All right, Tina, hello, doing good. Just hang out, relaxing, long day at work today. Okay, well, I am glad that you have a job and that you had, even though you had a long day, hopefully it is better now and you are hanging out with all of us now. So hello. Okay. Oh, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Said, hello, thanks for sending me a ship through my daughter. I love it. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so Jennifer, I'm so glad you got your ship. And I hope to see you on a cruise soon. And I hope I say this name right. Zavi said hi, so hello. Oh, and Louie's on. Yay, Louie. Hey, see you in August. Yes, I will definitely see you in August. I'm looking forward to seeing you. And then Betty said, Missy, you're the best. No, Betty, you're the best. All right, and then Bittercry said, you are going on Royal Caribbean. Okay, awesome. Let me know how that goes. Guillermo says, hi. Hi, Guillermo. All right, August 19th on the Frenzy ship, 14 days. Oh, that is awesome. I am so jealous. I will be on the 7-day right before you. I really want to book that 14-day, but so we will have to see if I'm able to do that. Okay, here's the other thing. I am trying to see, because I know that right now I don't see questions from, what's it called, TikTok. So I'm going to see if I can see it, but which I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how I can read questions from TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, I apologize that I'm ignoring you. I actually can't see comments from TikTok, but I'm gonna try to figure this out. Or if you know how, let me know in the comments so I can respond to you. Okay, Nikki, hello. Hi, Ruben, love your videos. When will the new menus finish be rolling out across all ships? Ah, great question. Okay, so Nikki, first of all, about half the ships have gotten the new menu. So if you're on Facebook, you can see I have it pinned in my things that half the ships have gotten the menus. Right now, all the ships that have not gotten the new menu, so the Radiance, Frenzy, etc., those ships are on pause. So this isn't official, but what I heard from some insiders is that they are pausing the rollout for the new menus. Here's my guess. This is not even an educated guess. This is just kind of my gut hunch. Here's my guess is that they are pausing the rollout so that they can gather feedback. They can find out what worked, what didn't. P.S. Next week, I'm going to have a video about my items that I absolutely recommend that I love on the new MDRs. So be ready for that. I think they are going to pause the rollout, figure out what worked, what didn't. I'll make some adjustments and then finish rolling out. My guess is after summer. So completely uneducated. This is not insider information. No one told me anything. This is just my hunch. So we will see if I'm right. If you remember when the Frenzy had all its sailings canceled, I had a hunch about what they were doing. I was completely wrong about that. So take with that what you will. But great question. Okay, James said, I'm okay. More pain now that I'm putting more weight on the leg, but pain is just weakness leaving the body, so I'm great. I love that. James, you are a beast. I am cheering you on. You got this, and I love that you are making all this progress. Vendor said, getting my messages. Yes, I am. So I am replying to them now. Emily said, hi, Ruben. We got our personalized ship magnet. Thank you. Oh, that's amazing. Yay. I'm so glad to hear that, Emily. Oh, and fun fact, if you are curious about what Emily means by that, so I don't have any to show you, but I have one of these. So if you want, I've got these little ships. I can't show you them, but I've got these little magnetic wooden ships that I hand out. If you ever see me on a Carnival cruise ship, ask me. That's the only way I'm going to give you one. Or if you want a lanyard, I also give these away. So if you want one of those, if you want a ship or a lanyard, the easiest way is if you see me on a cruise ship, ask me for one and I will give you one if I still have them left. The other way, like I did for Emily and a bunch of others, is that you can on Facebook, if you want to subscribe to me, then I will send you either a ship or a lanyard. So that's just one of the ways that I am just thanking the people who are helping support me on Facebook. Now, I do want to share this new thing is on YouTube, I started a membership. So I've started uploading my videos about a week earlier. So like right now, I've got the Cloud9, my whole review about my Cloud9 spa cabin, also a full tour of the Cloud9 spa. So that video has been up for a week on YouTube. And I know some people have joined my membership and they've gotten access to that. Right now, I am working on my next video, which is my top MDR, my top new MDR menu items that you need to try. I'm working on this now. Once I'm finished with this, hopefully tomorrow or Saturday, when I upload that, all of my YouTube members will get early access to those videos. So these are two ways that you can support me as I'm making this content. By no means do you need to do this, but these are just ways for some of you who appreciate and like my content that you can help support me. So thank you. Okay. Glamour said, you are going to buy your own ship. I love that. I would love to come sail with you. Eddie said, congrats, James. I love that. That's one of the things I love this is that James told me that he subscribes to me because he loves this community and he loves all the people who are surrounding him, not only in prayer, but also just encouraging him. So Eddie, thank you for just being an awesome neighbor and helping to encourage James. Crystal, hello. Hi, Crystal. How are you doing? And then DeMarcus, hello. Can't wait to see me on the panorama. I am excited to see you on the panorama as well. And then Betty said, do you think Carnival is going to restructure again in the future? Absolutely. Carnival is going to change something in the future. When, I don't know. But if there is anything that I've learned over time is that nothing stays the same. Everything changes. So I know I don't want to say for a fact, but if you just think about the cycles of life and business, everything changes. You think about AI, everyone's freaking out about AI. If you rewind back a few years, it was the internet. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember a time in like the mid 1990s, maybe the late 1990s, when everyone freaked out. Oh my gosh, you're buying something online, people are going to steal your credit card. And then if you rewind back before that, when computers came out, oh my gosh, computers are going to steal our jobs. If you rewind before that, oh my gosh, cars, they're going to run over all the horses. There's always something that comes up. Things always change. So that's my thing is, hey, be ready for change because it's going to happen. So I can't say for certainty. I can't see the future, but I know that everything changes. And that's my guess is, yes, Carnival is going to change something again in the future. I just don't know when. Great question. Okay, Dilaportes says, this group feels like a family group. It's great to belong to this group. Yes, oh, I love that. And that's really kind of my goal. And for some of you, so if you know, so like Michelle, she is my admin, and then some of my mods, that literally is one of the things that I've said to them is I really want this group to feel like a family. And like James said, he just really wants somewhere to feel like he belongs. And I really want all of you to feel that way. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm so glad you feel that way. Okay, Megan said, I wish they had a way we can redeem stars for rewards in the way we do like on apps for restaurants. We wouldn't get priority boarding or laundry every time, but you can redeem points once in a while, if that makes sense. Okay, I think, let me say it this way. I think I get what you're saying, and that's actually really what's going to happen. So just real quick, I won't get too much into it. We're actually, the new Carnival Rewards program is going to be split into two things. There are stars and points. Stars are what get you status. Points are what you redeem for things. So I think what you're asking for, Carnival is actually going to do. So when you earn points, you can redeem those kind of like Amex points or like miles. When you earn points, you can redeem those for things like a free drink, dining in a specialty restaurant, even cabin upgrades. So points are the things that you can redeem and trade in for stuff. So don't worry, I will have another video. I'm going to do another live that's going to explain all of this. But great question. Laura, hello, and Alessandra, hello. Okay, so for those of you, when I talked about my little friend earlier, so Alessandra is actually the one who gave this to me. So Alessandra, thank you so much for giving me my little friend. It's here, and then I keep my little friend up on my little desk, so when I'm working, I see him. So Alessandra, thank you so much for this. I love this. And Laura, hello. I will see you again soon. So, and Alessandra, I hope I see you again soon on a Carnival cruise ship. Megan said restaurants. Yep, I got what you were saying. Okay, so ZV said 14 days on the Frenzy. Ship 1019, 6 points. Yes, I am very jealous about that. That is the one that goes to Acapulco. I'm going to see if I can get that. ZV said, y'all get 5 bags of laundry. Oh, yes, that's right. Betty says, love you. Love you back, Betty. You're the best. DeMarcus said, you have the Carnival credit card. Oh, that's amazing. So having the Carnival credit card is what you're going to stack to be able to really earn and get status and points a lot faster. I'm going to talk all about this. Don't worry too much. But yeah, that is definitely what I recommend if you are in the United States. I'm going to break down everything. I'm going to explain everything. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will do that. Terry, are you joining any of the SCA cruises? Yes, I am doing October 12th through the 19th. It is a 7-day cruise. It's the one with John Heald. So I am super excited for that. And for those of you who will also be on that. Megan said, we will still do Carnival, but often do Princess and Royal. Yes, so I do know a lot of people, because of this whole new Carnival Awards thing, are going to be checking out other cruise lines. One of my friends, Peter, actually, if you're watching, Peter, he just went on MSC. He raved about it, had all these really cool things. And because I did get Diamond, I'm going to status match to MSC. I'm going to definitely want to check it out. Alex asked, how long do you have to get Platinum? You have until the end of August 31st. Or I'll say it this way. Any cruise that you start before August 31st, all of your sailing days will count towards your status. And I say this because a lot of people didn't realize, I read the fine print and I found this out, is, so I actually have a cruise that starts, I think it's August 29th or the 30th. Basically, it goes into September. So let's just say you have a 5-day cruise that starts August 29th. Because it starts before August 31st, all 5 days will count towards status. So that's kind of like a little cheat code, is if you start your cruise in August, it goes into September, all those days count. Now, another way to say this is September 1st is when things switch to Carnival Rewards, and that is when that is the cutoff. Great question. DeMarcus said, see you in August on the Panorama. Yes, Marcus, see you in August. Regina, hello, see you August 1st. Yes, yay, I will see you on the Panorama August 1st. ZV said October 19th, 14 days. Yes, that, I'm so jealous about that. Okay, Megan said, I don't like the food on Royal, found it bland, but we have one more coming up with Royal as Carnival didn't have the dates we needed. Okay. I've actually heard something similar, is that people enjoy the food on Carnival more than Royal. I think Royal has more entertainment. I hear their shows, like their roller coasters, all that stuff is a little bit better, but the food is better on Carnival. Kind of the trade-offs. Chad says, hello. Hi, Chad. Hello, Misty. Megan said you are going to miss a skillet cake at brunch. Okay. Fun fact. So this is the video that I'm working on right now. A lot of people thought that the skillet cake got cut. And it's true. However, they reimagined it, and it's really the same thing, just called something different. It's called the lemon souffle pancake, which, if you think about it, skillet cake is the same thing as a pancake. It's I don't want to say it's not exactly the same thing. They've added some blueberries and stuff, but I actually think it's better. So if you love the skillet cake, don't worry, it's not gone. It's just called lemon souffle pancake. So when you get on with the new menus, you can still try it. If you have, let me know which one you prefer in the comments. Missy Lee said, because there are no 1-0, okay. Tina, hello, me again. Just got off the 4th of July cruise, was on the Frenzy. Have 2 more cruises planned this year, doing Super Legends in September. Can't wait. I love watching you and getting great advice and updates. Thank you. Yay. Okay, so a couple things. Yay. So I was waving at you from the Radiance. I was on that ship when we did the ship meetup. The other thing is I will be on Super Legends in September. So come up and say hi to me when you see me in September on Super Legends. Maria says, love watching all your videos. So informative. Thank you. Thank you for watching, Maria. I appreciate you. Nikki says, I was so bummed to not have the new menu I had from Panorama on Frenzy, but thank you. Yes. Yep. So that is the thing. I've been sailing on the Frenzy and the Radiance a lot, and I do miss the new menus. But there are some kind of old favorites that you can have. So Dark Pegasus asks, best thing to do on the Radiance. It really depends on what you like doing. There are tons of things. I've got a full ship tour, everything that you need to know about the Radiance. I will come back and comment on that later so you can decide. Ziva said, when you found a duck, do you take it or leave it there? For me, it depends. If it's a very there are a few ducks that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to keep. I do want to go run and grab that. I might show you guys. There are a few ducks that I like that I will keep. Otherwise, I usually rehide them or give it to crew that I know who love ducks. So for example, Junior Powell, he's a hotel director. He was on the Panorama. He's on the Venezia right now. If you are on the Venezia and you see Junior Powell, give him a duck. He loves finding and collecting ducks. So Glamour said, you want one, so be there when I cruise, okay? Yes, I'd love to give you one of these. So he's talking about either a lanyard or a ship. William asked, do you prefer short 3 or 4 day cruises or 6 or 7? I love being on cruise ships. I love all of them, but I definitely prefer the longer ones. And even if it is a 3 or 4 day, I will stack those up, do back-to-backs because I like being on a cruise ship. Great question, though. Shannon said, can you update status while on the cruise ship? You are currently gold and cruising in September on the Panorama. I'm not exactly sure I understand your question, but essentially, yes and no. So for the most part, you don't update, you don't upgrade your status in the middle of a cruise most of the time. So let's say if I have a 5-day cruise, one of those days, let's say the last day I get and this is like, let me give you an actual example because this happened to me. I was on the Frenzy. I was on a, well, let's just say a 5-day cruise. It wasn't. It was, I think I did a 4 and a 3. So I was on a 4-day cruise. The last day I was going to hit platinum, but what they did was because it was the entire cruise, the first day that I got on the ship, I ended up getting platinum. So what I will say is, yes, you can update your status. Usually it doesn't happen while you're sailing because they'll just give it to you at the beginning. Hello, Nancy. Hello from Michigan. And then James said, I'm going in September on the Frenzy. You answered my question about the MDR and the Frenzy Facebook group. It has helped me figure out when to do specialty dining. Oh, I love that. And I hope we are sailing together. So I will be on the Frenzy September, I think 12th through the 19th, something like that. Yeah, so hopefully we're sailing together. And you're welcome. Megan said, yeah, they throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. If something works, they won't change it. But if they think they could do something better, then yeah, they'll change it. Yes, and I think one perfect example is when they first launched Carnival Rewards, they said that everyone was going to have to start resetting their status, including Diamond. And then they heard back from a lot of people and they said, nah, fam, we're going to change this. And then that's when they made an update a few months later that said that Diamond would get to keep their status. So yes, they will definitely change and do things that work. A real quick pause on that is, if you really think about it, yes, it sucks for us as the guest, but if you think about it from a business perspective, this is actually the right and smart thing to do from a business. And as a stockholder, here's where I support it, is because if you think about it, this is the same thing that happened in different industries. If you think about airport lounge access, same thing. Used to be, oh, unlimited lounge access. Too many people. Let's scale that back. I only get 10 visits in a month. Happened across the board. Literally every lounge did this and restricted access. Then you've got going back in time even more, you've got airlines. Okay, well, what happened? You used to earn miles based on how many miles you went. Now it's not. It's qualifying miles. It's medallion miles. It's all these things where, like, basically, if you get the cheapest fare, you don't earn anything. So all of these things are things that are trends that have happened across the industry. I actually expect that, or predict that, all cruise lines are going to switch to this, what I call a pay to play model, or really what is a rewards model, not a loyalty model, which actually makes sense if you think about that. So if you think about Days Sailed was more of a loyalty model, what they're doing, what Carnival is moving to, is a spend model, which is rewards. They are rewarding you for behavior that they want to, which is spending more money. Now, if you think about it, think about Costco membership, Walmart, anything. Walmart doesn't give you free groceries for how many times you show up at their store, right? So everything is based around how much money you spend, because that's what keeps businesses afloat. Okay, so there's my little soapbox I'll get off. Kevin, hey Kevin, hello. Duckman, hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Alex said, "You're my brother." Ruben feels that way. Yes, I feel so connected to a lot of you. Thank you so much for just being here, supporting me, and it really does feel like a family. And it's all of you that have made this group, especially my Facebook group here, just an amazing community. So thank you, all of you. Maria said, "You're awesome. Every time I have a question, you always answer back. Thank you for that." You are so welcome. I try to answer where I can, and I definitely try to be as accurate as I can. And yes, I am wrong about a few things, but I try to be as correct as possible. And it's even a learning moment for me when I post things. Like, here's an example. When I posted about what I thought Queen Mary, the parking lot, was going to be shut down, I posted that video literally hours after I was there. And I found out I was wrong. Some of you fans actually commented and pointed me to the correct information, and I was able to change things, put in some comments, and then make a new video explaining that. So thank you to all of you who help kind of correct me. Travel by Tiffany, hello. Kevin, Kevin, which cruise are you on? There's a lag and delay, so I'm not sure which one. Ever travel out of Florida? On a cruise, yes, but a long time ago. So recently, no. Long time ago, yes. Zivi said, "You'll get to keep your platinum status for 2 years, you think?" Okay, yeah. So if you have, actually, I'll say this. Whatever status you have, September 1st, 2026, you get to keep all the way through December 31st, 2027. And then once January 2028 hits, everyone's status resets unless you have diamond. And if you have platinum before, your status will kind of reset to gold. Terry, yes, we've been on the same sea cruise. Yay. Okay, I'm so excited to see you again, Terry. And we get to meet John Heald. Yay, how exciting. Okay, Neil said, "Hi, Ruben from Skipper in New Orleans." Oh, hello, that's so cool. ZV asked Kevin, which cruise? Yes, I was asking him the same thing too. Crystal said, "Congrats on getting diamond." Thank you, Crystal. I'm trying to catch up to you. And if you don't know Crystal, and you are ever on a cruise ship, she is the beautiful, stunning black lady that has the amazing outfits. Every time I see her, she just looks amazing. So if you ever see Crystal, she's that, and she is diamond as well. Terry said, "They told me your cruise needs to be done prior to August 31st for my PVP. Good to hear this from you. Thank you." Okay, yes, and that is a thing that a lot of people got wrong. And if you are not sure, it's very easy. Go to Carnival Rewards. This is what I did. Well, I'm the nerd that way, the glasses. I went to Carnival Rewards. I literally read all of the fine print, all of the FAQs. If you want, you can ask. I screenshot it, but it says any cruise that starts in August but finishes after that will still count. So fun fact that a lot of people didn't know. Leanne said, "We're going on the Carnival Radiance July 14th with your husband and kids. So excited." Oh my gosh, that's so much fun. That is coming up in a few days. Yay. All right, Nikki Sarah said that lemon souffle pancake is amazing. Yes, right? Okay, so Nikki, tell everyone else, for everyone who was really bummed that the skillet cake is gone, don't worry. I thought and this is my opinion, I thought the lemon souffle, or I'll say souffle, it's more fun. The lemon souffle pancake, I actually think is better than the skillet cake. DeMarcus just said, you got $300 Walmart credit. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Walmart credit's the best, right? Megan said, okay, thank you. I saw that on the menu. I can order that instead. Yes, definitely order that. It's amazing. Travel by Tiffany said, you are considering joining this cruise. Yes, Tiffany, join this cruise. It'll be so much fun. There's actually a ton of people. So a bunch of people that I was on the Radiance with. So Jim Chittick is going to be there. His girlfriend, Jenny, is going to be there. Let's see. Lisa Moran is going to be there. A few others. Yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of people. Douglas, hello. Okay, so another one of my good friends who works for Carnival. So Douglas, if you know, Douglas is one of the amazing people who is at the Long Beach port. He's always waving to you. He's always friendly, always smiling. Hopefully it's okay that I share this, but Douglas, he was admitted to the hospital a few days ago. Something happened. So if it's okay, I want to pray for you right now, Douglas. So everyone, if you just want to join me, I'm just going to pause for this because he's a good friend of mine and I want to make sure that he is healthy. So Douglas, I thank you for you. I thank you. I speak and declare healing over your body. I thank you that you are experiencing just supernatural recovery, that your body, your brain, everything in you is getting the amazing miracle healing power from the Holy Spirit, and you are just going to be back at work, and that when I am back at the Long Beach Cruise Terminal, I will get to see your fun, smiling face. So we thank you for Douglas. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. So thank you for the little pause there. Quick fact, if any of you want prayer for anything, just let me know in the comments or send me a message. Okay, Zili said, so the new menu should be in effect by 10/19, right? Great question. No. That is by no means a guarantee. I have no clue what the rollout schedule is. No one else does. But my guess is that the second half of the ships are going to start the rollout after summer. I don't know how long it'll take. If you think about it, half of the fleet, it took about half a year. So all the way through whatever, July 5th, took about half a year to roll it out to half the fleet. So I'm thinking the other half of the fleet will get the rollout in the second half of the year. That's just my guess. Pure speculation. I have no information. I don't even have an insider hook into this. That's just my gut. That's just what I think is going to happen. Megan says, if Radiance does a mobile trivia, we really like that. I know Frenzy had it. Oh, cool. Douglas says, hey, Ruben in chat. Yay. Ray of Sunshine says, left a duck for my room steward. I bet it was, oh yes. I do know that a lot of the crew love finding ducks. So that is very cool. And speaking of that, Native Nomad said, can you explain the ducks? Yes. So a while ago, there was this thing where it started, I believe it was with Carnival. Someone knows, let me know. Basically, someone started handing out ducks and it just kind of caught on like wildfire. It became a viral thing and now it's just a thing that people hide and look for ducks on cruise ships. If you have a Jeep, it's kind of like that, Duck Jeep. So it's just people who love doing fun things. They will hide ducks and they will look for them. I know I've got friends who literally pack a suitcase full of ducks, bring it on to hide. It's just kind of a fun thing. Great question. DeMarcus said, does the Panorama have the new menus? Yes, they do. Terry said the menu itself sold me lobster every night a different way. Yeah, so if you have not been on an SEA cruise that is sailing exclusively for adults, I have not been on one, but I'm super excited to try it. That's one of the things is that they do have an elevated menu. I think you can go find the menu somewhere, but yeah, I am super excited about the menu. What I did hear is that I don't think it's lobster every night, but I do know that it's seafood every night. And that there was quite a bit of lobster. So I'm excited for that. Okay. Ray of Sunshine said, do you think I can work to get credit for a cruise I did 28 years ago? Ooh, I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. You might have to explain that a little bit more in the comments. Adam said, my wife is the same way with getting upgrades. This cruise coming up, she will be gold and then she will have gold from the start. Awesome. Hi, Nani. How are you doing? Good to see you. And then Adam, hello. Then Leanne says, how do I opt in for the Carnival rewards for my kids? Can I do that from my account? Okay. So you can rewind or watch this back later. The quick TLDR is that minors under 18 cannot enroll to Carnival rewards. Something about the whole program, all that. But basically, minors are not allowed to enroll in the program. They will inherit the status of whatever adult or parental, I'll just say adult, whatever adult that they are sailing with. Once they hit 18 and they enroll, they can inherit the status that they had before and everything that they accumulated since. Stevie said, October 19th will be your 20th cruise. That's amazing. Now, another teaser is that they have started, Carnival has announced the milestone program. So it's still around, and that's going to be based on not the number of cruises you've been on, which is the old way, but on the number of sailing days. So again, I will explain that more and let you know. So stay tuned for that. Tiffany says, as long as you are on the ship on or before the 31st, that cruise counts. Yes, thank you for that. Great info. DeMarcus said, you are in a harbor suite. I'm guessing family harbor suite, Panorama, August 29th and 23rd and 29th. Can't wait. You are excited. Oh, that's awesome. I do love family harbor cabins. It's in my docket. I literally have all my videos through January already kind of planned out. That is one of the videos that I have planned to make. Matt Kraft said, have you ever been on a cruise out of Florida or any East Coast ports? I have, but that was a long time ago. Recently, no. But I do want to do that soon. Sophie asked, what's the reason for the Where's Waldo costume? Good question. So it was October last year. I went on a cruise. I brought a Halloween outfit, which was Waldo, just in case I wanted to dress up. I didn't. But when I had a balcony cabin, and as I was leaving, I thought, oh, it'd be really cool if I would be able to find my cabin. So I hung up my hat and my shirt. Don't worry, I did it in a way so it wouldn't blow away. I hung up all my stuff so that I can find out what my cabin was, talk to people, and they're like, oh my gosh, we found Waldo. And I just thought it was kind of a fun thing. So in November, I started wearing the outfit, and now I kind of do it basically almost every cruise. It's usually on a sea day. So it's just kind of something that I started doing. Nikki said, I look forward to sea days on Panorama just to have the lemon souffle pancake. Yes, exactly. Sea day brunch is amazing, and the lemon souffle pancakes are amazing. Dave Nomad said, amen. Yes, thank you. Thank you for amening that prayer for Douglas. All right, so Don said, met you in May when you did the Havana suite. Oh, cool. Did your Platinum Trip Awards cruise in June, but like you had said, we're not getting until a week after the cruise. Hopefully we will see you in August. Oh, okay, fun, yay. So met each other in Havana. That was amazing. I do love my Havana cabins. And very cool, yeah, I hope to see you in August. Hi, Nicole. All right. Nikki Starr said, I look forward to the Panorama Sea Days. Just ordered the lemon souffle pancakes at Sea Day Brunch. You bring 50 ducks for a 7-day cruise. Oh, that's awesome. You are probably one of those people that will bring an extra suitcase just for your ducks. And I love that. John said, have I ever been on a cruise out of the East Coast? Yes, a long time ago, but not recently. Oh, and then Travel by Tiffany has the duck things. Okay, so duck started March 2018 when an 11-year-old girl, Abby, and her father brought 50 small ducks on their spring break cruise on the Carnival Breeze. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I love that. I love that story. John asked, have I ever been out of a Florida or East Coast ports? Not for a long time. Variable Go said, hey, I just saw you on the Frenzy the week of June 15th. I should have said hi. Oh, that's a bummer. But yes, so for all of you who are watching, if you ever see me on a cruise ship, come up and say hi. I love saying hi, talking to all of you. So yeah, come up and say hi. And also, if you come up and say hi, make sure you ask me for a giveaway. So you can get either a lanyard like this. Let me see if I can get this right. So ask me for a lanyard or a wooden magnetic cruise ship. I don't have any to show you, but ask me for one of those and I'll give you one. Okay. Travel by Tiffany said, you are doing 6 in August and I've done multiple before. Do you have any particular? Oh, so one fun fact, Travel by Tiffany is a travel agent. So yeah, if you need to book a cruise, you can look her up. Um, ZV said, do you work while on cruise? Yes, I do a lot of my work on cruise ships, and that's because I cruise so much that really have to see being on a cruise ship as well. And I also see going on a cruise as work. They're really work trips for me. I go to record content, to do things, to do research. So yeah, being on a ship is work for me. It's fun work. I do love my job. I do love what I get to do in my life. But yes, being on a cruise ship is work, and I work on a cruise ship. I do Zooms, I edit videos, I record, I do all that stuff. And I also do my normal job while I'm on a cruise ship too. Deborah, hello. All right. Hi, Ruben. Although I've been on the Panorama, it was fun that trip. I've only cruised on Carnival from here, from Long Beach. We have one in October. We will go on our 5 cruise. Oh, that's awesome. Yay. I love that. So hello and welcome. I love the Panorama as well, and I love sailing on her. So, yeah. So just to recap, very important thing is by August 31st, make sure you go to Carnival Rewards. You go to the top right-hand corner and you click opt-in, or you can also check to see if you're opt-in to make sure that you transfer your existing VIFP status over to Carnival Rewards. So very important thing. That was the most of this video. And then that. Now, John said, you are going on the Carnival Magic in 16 days? Ooh, that sounds a lot of fun. You'll have to tell us how it is. And then ZV said, love all of your tips. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Whether you were live or if you were watching this back later, thank you so much for being here. I love all of you. It really is like having a extended cruise family. And I love getting to share this with you while on land. So thank you all so much for joining, and have a great day. I am going to be doing this every Thursday. At least right now, this time seemed like it worked well. If it doesn't, if you're watching this back later, let me know if you have a different day or time that you would prefer, because I do want to do this regularly. But thank you, everyone. Oh, and one last question. So John asked, what is my favorite chip? It is the Panorama. So that is my favorite chip. So, all right, everyone, have a great night. Have a great Thursday. Alessandra, thank you again so much for my little guy. And Laura,